Hey, what's going on, guys? Sorry it's been such a long time. It's been a few days. I have not met my commitment to making a video a day. I have been extremely busy, but in order to make up for that, I'm going to make multiple videos to release this week to kind of make up for that lack of videos these last couple of days. So, what I wanted to do is talk about a couple of things today. Um, I was just pondering what I should talk about in this video, and I'm just kind of winging it lately. Um, but I wanted to talk about um, kind of where I was, like how do you do photos and how do you do some of the listing stuff. That when I was first getting started, I didn't really know what to do. I didn't know how to do it. I just kind of found some tools that I'm going to share with you today that really helped me out. So one of the first ones is how do you get pictures that are license free that you're not going to get in trouble for using. So one of the biggest issues you'll notice some people talk about when they first start on Amazon FBA is that they use photos maybe from other people's listings or use photos from AliExpress, which is fine for drop shipping for the most part. I've seen people do it. But for Amazon, you don't want to do anything like that. You can get in big trouble for that. You could get an IP infringement claim, copyright infringement. Just be very careful. So where do you get photos at that you can use or edit if you're not going to pay for them and you're going to do them yourself? Where do you get those at? So one of my favorite ones that I'm currently using is Dreamstime. Here's some of the, it looks like some of the actual subscriptions. It's more than, I'm paying more than that, so I better write them back and tell them I want a better deal. But Dreamstime is one of them. I was also looking on a site, and it has some ones on here. I haven't tried a lot of these. I have used, I think, iStock Photo in the past. Photolia looks pretty legit. So these are some of the sites you can go to where you basically pay, 20, 17 in this case, 20 some dollars, and you can get, 10 photos a month, 5 photos a month. These are some of the sites you can go to get license-free photos. So, like, here's an example. This is on, I forget which one I'm on. This is a Adobe stock. So I just typed in hanging plant, for example, and this is going to give you a bunch of different pictures of a hanging plant. You could use those for maybe lifestyle. It depends on what you're looking for. The cool part about a lot of these sites too is they also have pictures of, or excuse me, not pictures, but videos, illustrations, and they can have a lot of different things in there that you can use that might be able to fit in with your product. They also have music, which is pretty cool on a lot of these sites. I know Dreamstime has it. So if you want to add, videos to it, or excuse me, music to like a YouTube channel or whatever, that's cool too. So there's a lot of different uses for this stuff, whether you're doing Facebook ads or, whether you're doing your Amazon FBA listing. So definitely check this stuff out. Adobe Stock seems to be pretty legit. I know I've used Dreamstime, and there are some other ones. Photolia, there's some other ones out there as well. Now, let's say you want to do that. You want to get the photos and you want to do some editing yourself. Now, if you're not a Photoshop type of person, Adobe Photoshop is probably your best tool you can use if you know how to use it and if you have the actual program. It's very expensive and you really have to know how to use it. And I definitely, if you do, that's a great tool to have. If you don't know how to use it and you don't have it and you really want to be able to make yourself marketable and help yourself out as well as maybe even start a business doing that, Adobe is the way to go, man. Adobe is an awesome tool. The last time I used Adobe was like 20 years ago. and back then it was top of the line. You could do some amazing things with it. Today, I'm sure you can still do those same things. So Adobe is definitely the way to fly. So anyway, let's say you do want to do that. There's a great site you can go to, which I'm not going to actually log into, but it's called photar.com. And what this site does, well, I am logged in, but I'm not going to show you what my pictures are. But this site is great. You can do so many cool things on this site. Well, let me actually see if I just can show you some of this stuff. I'll just edit this stuff out. So let's say I want to create a design. All right. So I'm going to come here, go. So the cool part about this, and this is a really cheap thing that works great. It's honestly like less than $30 a year I think I pay, and it has some unbelievably awesome features. So let me see if I can just pull something up here. Let's say you want to do an Instagram post or Twitter. Usually for like a Amazon post, I'll do a 1080 by 1080. That usually works just fine. So let's click on that. Okay, so this is one of the coolest tools I've used, and it runs off the website power, so you don't have to really worry about something like Adobe. It's going to take a lot of computing power. Now you do need some computing power to do this, but it's really a nice tool to have. I've been doing a drop shipping site lately, these last couple days, and it's really helped me out. And I might actually show you guys that live. It's not going to affect my Amazon account at all, and I think it would be cool just to kind of go through, just for something to talk about. But anyway, here's some of the cool features I'll go over with you guys. You can do different backgrounds. You can do text, right? So you can cut. Here's one of the coolest things. Let me pull up a design here. Alright, sorry that took so long here. I'm going to show you guys something so you don't have to worry about all this silly stuff. Oops, what did I do? Okay, so let's just say you want to do something new, right? Let's say you want to have a white background. Here's some of the really cool things you can do with this. And, a lot of people will pay money for this, but you can actually just go ahead and do it yourself. It's really easy to do. So let's say we don't want a white background with this. Let's say it's going to be like your main picture. You're going to do a ball peen hammer, okay? This is going to be your product, right? So what you can do is you can go to effects, more editing options. And guys, inside of Photar, I'm going to show you some really cool things you can do with this. And again, this is like less than $30. It's really a great tool. So one of my favorite things about this is Magic Clipper. And what this does is it actually can give you a white background. And again, this is a cheap tool. This can do a lot of the stuff Adobe can do on a lot cheaper scale. It's really amazing, and it uses the power and processing of the website, not really your computer. You do have to have a computer that can process some stuff. It is going to do some of the stuff, but it's not like it's a program running Adobe like running on your computer. So at any rate, let me get right to it. It's going to be a little bit of a difficult one to cut out. The reason being is because brown on brown. Now, I'm not sure how this works with Adobe. Some of you photo editing people would probably be able to tell me a lot more. But what we're going to do, I'm going to make this brush smaller. And I'm really going to try to just so we can see the outline there. I'm going to come in. You normally don't have to even do this. But I don't want this to look like crap. Okay, so if you're selling this ballpoint hammer, you want this to be your main picture, this is what you would actually do with it. So that should be pretty good there. You don't have to outline it exactly. You don't even have to outline it. You just have to kind of... Okay, so let's just see. Now, we should be able to just bam, bam, bam. Right? And then it doesn't quite know what to do with this brown down here because it's so close. And that's why I was being more detailed with that. It is very close. You can see how the transition there. So this might not look great. But normally, for most, I can do a pretty stellar job. If I took my time with that, it would look great. I just didn't. I'm just kind of showing you guys the power of this. It would look a lot better if I was a little more detailed. I'd have to mess around with it a little bit. Like, I'd have to just kind of have a straight hand. Let's see. Let me see if that looks any better. But you guys get the gist of how powerful of a tool this can actually be. You really have to go brush size small. And you can kind of get an idea of how it can be a really powerful tool. I've used it for so many things. You'd have to clean up that line. There are ways to do that. But you can see how you can create a white background for this stuff. And if I took my time and I went zoomed in and I went along the edge there, would have been a lot better. But typically for an easier picture, you can just like swiggle in the green there and do red on the outside, and it just cuts it out perfectly. So Photar, great tool, not just for that particular tool, but they have a one-tap enhance. It can enhance the photo. You can rotate it, crop it. You know, I'm sure you guys know what all that stuff means. You know, you can crop it to whatever size you want. So you can fine-tune it, you know, get more highlights, sharpness, shadows. You can alter the color. So there's so many cool features in here. I really love this tool. I've used it for so many things. And not only that, you have different effects. So, you know, you can do, this is just the editing, the photo editing part. It's very cool. So if you guys don't have this, it doesn't take a pro to use this. It's great for just Facebook ads if that's what you want to do, or it's great for basic editing, but you can also do more advanced editing with this. It's really awesome. So check it out. Again, Photar. I can't say enough good things about it, especially for the price, under $30 I think I paid. And that's just the photo editing part. You can do multiple templates if you're building a website or you're doing anything like that. Multiple different backgrounds. It all uploads to the cloud, so you don't have to have any kind of storage. And it's really awesome. Different images, patterns, different templates. This is an Instagram. You can do Facebook. You can do... I usually do Instagram post 1080 by 1080 because it's perfect square for my Amazon listings. So great tool. Now, if you don't want to worry about any of this, you don't want to go to Dreamstime or don't want to go to Adobe Stock Photos and sign up for a plan. You just want somebody to do the photos, go to Fiverr. Fiverr is an awesome site. So I've already gone ahead and typed in. Now, this is Fiverr Pro. There's Fiverr and then there's Fiverr Pro. Fiverr Pro, you're going to get professionals. Professionals are going to cost you anywhere from $100 to all the way up to $800-900 in some cases. Typically $300 to $400 is probably what you're going to pay. So like, let's click on her. She's under the Fiverr Pro, just for basic $100 for one photo per product. Got it. Retouching. So there's a lot of stuff that's missing there. So there you go. 5 photos would do it for your listing. It's about $500 right there. If you want even more, $1,000. So these, you know, you get what you pay for. You might be able to find somebody to do them for $40, $50. The problem with that is the language barrier can be so great sometimes. If you're trying to have them make infographics, I'll give you an example. I was doing a drop shipping. I have somebody that does a drop shipping site for me, and I was just running an X on an actual photo that I took a screenshot of, and I was putting the picture I wanted in there, and they couldn't even understand that, and I was so frustrated. I just gave up, and I did the editing myself, and that's not what I was paying for. I didn't want to do it myself. So just, you get what you pay for, and none of those guys are, and women and men and women are ultra talented, but when you can't communicate what you want in the photo, or you can't communicate what you want on a website, it's not going to do you any good. So if you do find somebody that's very fluent in the language that you speak and that can understand what it is you want. So usually you're going to pay for that kind of quality, and Fiverr Pro is a good place to start, or if, you know, you're going to pay at least $300 or $400 for a decent photo. So it's well worth it. It's going to be great for your Amazon listing. I highly recommend it. Don't mess around with your photos. Don't cheap out on them. People will notice, and it will hurt your listing. Don't invest thousands of dollars in the inventory into doing all this if you're not going to do it right and get good photos. So hope this helped for you guys. Talked about some of the different sites you can go to get some pictures, and talked about one of the best tools I use, Photar, and then talked about what you can do or where you can go if you don't know anybody and you want somebody to do your infographics and your photos, you can go to Fiverr. So Fiverr Pro for the good ones. So all right, guys, I'm going to make some more videos later in the week to kind of make up for missing out on a couple days. And I hope you guys all stay well. God bless. Thank you.